Hi, I'm Jeff Dixon. Welcome to the conclusion of this mini-series, The Man for the Moment, America 250, here at Church of 434 in Motion. And over the past few episodes, we have talked about George Washington and how he was God's man for the moment, the leader, father of a nation that would become foundational for us as Americans to move forward in this journey, this dream of freedom that God had called us to. 1781, the Battle of Yorktown. It was the decisive Battle of Yorktown. Washington, as it always seemed, was facing overwhelming odds. The British were well entrenched. They were confident in their position. However, through a combination of strategy, the strength of Allied forces, and divine favor, once again, Washington orchestrated a siege that ultimately led to the unexpected surrender of British General Cornwallis. Proverbs 21:31 says this, "The horse is made ready for the day of battle, but victory rests with the Lord." Once again, another overwhelming scenario where Washington and the American forces seemed to have their backs against the wall. But he led, and he led with faith. And he led with faith in God's plan. And that planning, that guidance became instrumental in achieving what most people and most strategists deemed impossible. And reminds us that God does indeed intervene in the affairs of nations. Just like God intervened in those battles then, I want you to know as we wrap up this series and we talk about God's man for the moment, that God also intervenes in your battles as well. And just as we've looked at George Washington as being a pivotal character in the history of America, I want you to understand that God is using you. He really is using you to be a pivotal character in the history of those around you. And I want to challenge you to believe and think and view your life as being God's man or woman for the moment. And don't be afraid to trust God and follow Him and let Him use you to accomplish whatever it is He wants to accomplish in you. And in doing so, you will give others the freedom that they desperately need to see Jesus at work. What could be better? Follow the inspiration that we find from the man of the moment, George Washington, and step into that role yourself and see what God might want to do with you. Thanks for joining me for this series. It's been fun. Thanks for celebrating America 250 with us here at the Church of 434 in Motion.